Fake Radio, special guest in the building. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Arielle Hughes, and I am a visual artist, illustrator as well.
Arielle Hughes, yes. Visual artist, illustrator. Been trying to make this happen for a minute. Finally got through. So we met in like 2023.
About that time, yeah. Yes.
And you're doing a lot of really cool illustrations. Mm-hmm. You did a fire-ass illustration of Addie, who I...
Yes, yeah, a little gift, yeah.
Crazy shit, yeah. So how long have you been working in the art space? How long have you been illustrating, making art pieces?
Well, I definitely have been drawing since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't take it seriously until college. Mm-hmm. So I did go to school for it.
Okay.
And then I would say I graduated 2021, and I actually taught art for like a year.
Oh, shit.
Just to get a job.
Yeah.
But then I came into this really crazy gig where I was on I Can See Your Voice. I was one of the backup people for that show from Fox. And from that gig, I got an insane amount of money. It was around like $10K, I think.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I came back and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is enough money to do or fund an exhibition for the first time.
Yeah.
So it was the fall of 2022. And I met these people that worked at this gallery called Prom.
Okay.
And from there, they saw my work and they were like, yo, you're really dope. Like, we would love to host you. You can have the venue space, but you're in charge of the whole event. I was like, what the heck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So from there, it was just kind of all things put into alignment. And they initially did give me 3 months, but then something happened. And then they were like, sorry, dude, we only can give you like a month to prep. And I said, whoa, okay.
Got you.
So as soon as I got back from Atlanta, it was like foot hitting the ground. Even when I was in Atlanta, like I was putting my team together. I reached out to friends. I was like, yo, I want to put this exhibition on. I'm going to need this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of crazy, that whole experience, because I never did that, like in any capacity. I've never put together a show. I'd never put my own art show out. And so everything from that experience was just like, brand new. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it. And so we had 1 month. So I was in the studio. I would drive from Montebello, which if you don't know where that is, like East LA, basically.
Yeah, far. Yeah.
But East LA, I would drive from there. I would go all the way to Long Beach because my friend had a studio and they were so cool and he gave it to me. He was like, yo, use it whenever you want. So I would leave like around 6 a.m. And I actually would not leave the studio till 12 a.m. So I would stay till the next day because there were 3 pieces, which I will be showing one of them later.
Yeah.
There were 3 drawing pieces. All of them were 6 feet tall. And it was just like, I got to do this. And then I had to manage like, okay, I need to find models because the rest of the exhibition was based on photography.
Right.
And while all this was happening, I was formulating the concept, which essentially is about I was on a high from Jordan Peele from the last couple of years of movies that he put out.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to continue that energy and momentum of creating Black horror art that, you know, doesn't necessarily always have to, I guess, circulate around trauma porn when it comes to what Black people go through, but also trying to look at different cultural aspects in which we can take and that are familiar to us and kind of are more relevant to us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for one example, one of the photography series that was in that exhibition, the concept was, actually I have it right here, and it was kind of like this whole barbershop thing going on where like, this. Pretty much, also shout out, that's my brother, and that's Kira. Incredible models.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was kind of an entire concept circled around this hairdresser person, braider. And what she would do is like her clients would go, and while she's doing their hair, just out of nowhere, boom, slit the throat, kills them, scalps them, and then her whole collection is like scalped hair, and then she'll reuse that hair to then put on other people. Like it's just like this fun horror concept thing that I came up with. This one,
that's the one of the stabbing.
The stabbing, So this one, which I actually had, I was really upset. I did not want to model in this. I don't like putting myself in most of my work.
Right.
But one of my models had to call out that day, so I was like, show must go on. But this one is kind of geared towards for any of you who grew up with the hot comb. That whole idea of that being a weapon was terrifying because if you have ever had a hot comb that close to your scalp, it's very painful and it's not fun. So I just thought, like, wouldn't that be insane to just like stabbed in the eye with that? And again, similarly, like a cultural thing that African Americans can relate to, understand, and so it just has a different impact. But yeah, so that was, and there was another photography series too. That one was more like cannibalistic,
right?
Like this back in slavery times. Crazy enough, I didn't know this for a minute, but like apparently they would use Black people as furniture, which is like, whoa, it gets worse. But that kind of concept I kind of took from that, and I was just like, okay, this woman who, you know, another cultural thing, when you go to your grandma's house, everything's in plastic, like everything's covered in plastic.
Right.
And so I kind of combined those two ideals of like going to grandma's house, but grandma's a little crazy and she murders people, but then she likes to taxidermy them, and then everything's in plastic to keep everything preserved and nice. But I really like stark contrast. So the whole exhibition was me playing around with these concepts. And it was a big success because I somehow got exhibited at the Museum of Latin American Art in Long Beach.
Right. Yeah.
Totally not expected. That blew my mind. I just, in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, to get into a museum, you have to do so many things before that happens.
Right.
And so it was just a huge honor that I was able to be a part of that. And I also got exhibited at Pauha's Gallery, which is around East Hollywood area. And that was a group project. And then the last piece, or the last project I was in was Skew Magazine. Right. I believe that was 2023 issue 4. Okay. And they featured one of the photography pieces. So, but yeah, that was, and this whole time I'm blabbering. Black Rorem is the name of the exhibition.
And what does that mean? Like what?
So the title is really funny because people always ask me like, what does that mean? And I'm like, oh, it's actually not that deep. It's, I looked up the Latin word for horror, which apparently is horrorum. And so then I just kind of cut it, and I was like, Black Rorem.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because that like rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, Black Rorem. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Black Rorem was my very first exhibition project, and I love it dearly. And I learned a lot. A lot of this, like I said, it was intimidating because I was like, hey, I've never had to do casting, and I've never had to market myself like this, and I've never had to put a team together and like tell people what to do, and being resourceful and budgeting. And because even with the budget that I had, we ended up having to still do the GoFundMe for like the very last part.
Got you.
Which I was blown away because we went over our goal. I think the goal was initially like around $1,000, and people went way over that. And I was like, oh my God. So it was amazing. And I learned a lot from that whole experience for sure.
That's cool that you just kind of like found yourself making an exhibition, and then you're in the Museum of Latin American Art. How like you got it? They called you?
Well, okay, so they were looking for artists to highlight for. It was like what was it? It was basically surrounding Afro Latinos specifically.
Got you.
And they wanted to find artists to exhibit for that.
Okay.
And then my friend was like, yo, you should apply. Which also, fun fact, I actually did work at that museum for 1 month, only 1 month. Before this, because I worked there for a hot second because I really needed a job. And then I ended up quitting literally like a month after because that's when I got the gig in Atlanta. So it's just kind of crazy.
That's a full circle moment.
Full circle moment. And I didn't know that, at the time I still went by Stevie. That was like the name I coined for myself. It was a nickname. And so when I went back and applied, because he was like, he sent me the link and he was like, please apply. Like, I think your artwork, because he went to the initial opening of the exhibition and he was like, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
So I put it in, I actually submitted 3 pieces. And the one I'll show in a second is the one that they were like, we are so in love with this. And we think that this totally exemplifies the cultural aspects, this, that, and the other.
Right.
So anyways, I submitted. I had no expectation. I genuinely didn't think I was going to get it. I just was like, I'm just going to do it. And sure enough, they gave me the call back and they were like, hey, we love the piece. You're going to be in our museum. And I was like, it was crazy.
And that's why you always have to submit to stuff like that.
Always.
Even if you don't think you're going to, you always got to just take that chance. Increase 100%. Your chances of failure. Like you got to.
Yeah, you really do.
You really do.
And another trick, the less you care, it seems like the more things will happen.
Yo, that's true. The less serious things, like this podcast started off as, I was just telling her, this podcast started off as a joke and now we're almost 100 episodes in, so
there you go.
You know,
success
for real.
Yeah,
that's how it be.
I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do this.
Let's show it.
Okay, could I get help? Yeah, thank you. So this one is called Queen Muerte.
Yes.
And can I stand on your couch? I'm already doing it. Okay. Okay, so cool. This, I don't even know if you're probably not going to see the full piece.
We can like lift it up a little bit. And
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But this is the one that everybody loved. And could you like lift the hair? And there is hair attached at the bottom to it. And I'll send you an image. You could like maybe blast it on there and show like what it looks like when it's actually fully displayed. But this piece was a favorite of everybody's, and I can go into detail about it. You can put it down now. I just want to show them.
I'm glad you brought that one because that was like the specific one that I had.
Oh, okay, dope. Yeah, Queen Muerte was everybody's favorite, and this one was really fun to make because this one specifically for the drawings, they were more kind of motifs on certain horror things that I like.
Yeah.
So. This one, though, gets a bit more spiritual because growing up, so I grew up Christian, and, you know, I have certain gripes with the whole Christian community.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older and as I started to do more research about my own culture, I'm Afro-Latina myself, Jamaican, Mexican, Guatemalan.
There we go.
I was discovering all of these different types of religions and spiritual practices, and growing up, a lot of that stuff is heavily, heavily demonized. And, you know, it's like, it's satanic and it's witchcraft and it's evil and it's bad and don't do it. And, you know, I, having autonomy now, was like, well, I would like to just research it. I would like to learn about it because I think it's important to know. It's a part of my lineage.
Yeah.
And so this piece kind of was inspired by that whole energy as I was learning about different types of spiritualities.
Yeah.
The figure in the piece is just kind of representative, I guess, of me in a way. And the hands that are gripping onto the sides, those hands are more the representation of the negative connotations of like, you know, don't dig into your history, don't dig into your culture because it's evil. But as you travel down and as the hair travels down and then it gets into the real life hair, and in the actual museum, basically the hair creates a circle on the floor, and inside of that circle is, I remember I put a huge incense and some candles and Florida water.
Got you.
And so when you make it to the base, it's completely changed into this very beautiful sacred area in which worship happens. And kind of these specific items like Florida water is used in a lot of spiritual practices, cleansing, incense obviously as well, and candles. And, you know, they're beautiful things. They often smell great. And but through that kind of created an altar on the ground and kind of wanting to encourage the fact that this stuff is not evil. This stuff is a part of, you know, who some people are, and it really, really has helped. And I think, you know, looking back with indigenous people as well, they were so in tune and connected to the earth. And that's something that I deeply admire. And I feel like we have greatly moved away from that in the modern day. So, but yeah, this piece was also a personal favorite because it was during that time of, you know, like feeling anxiety of like, is this bad? Am I in trouble? Versus just kind of embracing like, no, this is my culture, this is my history.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated by it, and I want to not demonize it, and I want people to ask more questions.
Yeah,
so.
And it's a beautiful picture.
Thank you you so much.
You made it with charcoal, right?
Charcoal, yes. I forgot to mention all of the drawing pieces. That's my favored medium. I love charcoal. Kind of similar to like watercolor. It's very unforgiving, and so you have to kind of let it do what it wants to do.
For sure.
But yeah, so Queen Muerte was a big hit. I was really proud of that piece, and I would say like the other pieces as well. Like they got a lot of attention too. But it was dope. It was a great experience. I also honestly wasn't sure if I could create art that fast. You know, art takes time.
For sure.
And I emphasize that because I think a lot of artists have this pressure of like, I got to do it now. I got to come up with like 5,000 pieces in a day. How are we going to make this happen? Because I don't want to I don't want people to forget me, or I don't want to be forgotten in this fast media age that we live in. But I must remind everybody, good art takes a lot of freaking time and a lot of attention. So that was kind of the other concern I had during the making of the pieces, but it worked out. You know, it's just, I also wasn't working at the time. So I had all day to just be in the studio.
Helps out.
But I missed that a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, that really helps because like my dad used to be like a painter and then he stopped doing it because he was like, I got work, dude. Like I can't.
I do be like that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So that's cool. And then for charcoal is your favorite medium for the work, for the photography. Do you have like a personal camera that you
So the photography, yes, let me get into that. I actually specifically wanted to highlight female photographers for this project.
Got you.
And they're all Latina women that I asked to be a part of the project.
Okay.
So Barbie, shout out Barbie.
Shout out Barbie.
She was my photographer. I don't have any of the pieces here, but she was my photographer for the cannibalistic one.
Okay. Yeah.
She ate down. I was there to help direct, so I was more so directing all of the photography, and then I gave each individual photographer the concept of like, hey, you know, in Photoshop, when we go into Photoshop, like I want you to try to do this and this, that. Yeah. But Barbie did that one, and then Asher was the one who did this incredible piece with the barbershop situation. Okay. And then I feel terrible because I am like low-key drawing a blank. Is it okay if I look up the third photographer? Yeah. So I definitely want to shout her out. But she was the one who did the eye stabbing one. And that was like so much fun.
And then while you look that up, I got a question. You know, Sam Raimi's going viral for giving away his recipe for how to do fake blood. So what, did you make your own fake blood? Did you find it at the store? How did you?
No, I'm kind of lame, and I just kind of... I bought that. I bought the fake blood for sure.
We had a photo shoot recently too, and I just bought it at the costume shop.
Nice.
But it looks good though.
Thank you. Yeah. No, it was fun. I love working with fake blood a lot. And the other photographer, Amelia Mars. Shout out Amelia Mars. Shout out. She's an incredible photographer. So definitely, I had a great team of people. But I would say. How did you meet?
Did you find them off Instagram?
Barbie is friends with Miguel. Shout out Miguel. Me and Miguel go way back to elementary school. So got you. He kind of, I met her through him, and then Asher and I met really kind of in a random way. We met at a house party like a year prior. Got you. And so we just met at a house party, and we became friends. Yeah. She told me what she did, and I was like, wait a minute, I got a project.
There we go, yeah.
And then Amelia, she actually, I don't remember who told me about her, but someone told me about her, and it was an Instagram sort of connection.
Got you. Okay, cool, cool.
But I was very fortunate that all three of them were down for this project. Yeah. And it was amazing working with all three of them too. I think that's the other thing I loved about this exhibition. It also kind of made me learn how to work more professionally, I guess, with others, especially in other mediums that I am not well versed in. You know, I knew very little about photography. Like, I know the basics, but these people are true, like that's their thing. Yeah. And so it was just really great finding better ways to communicate, finding better ways to kind of transfer vision and information verbally, because it's definitely not always easy. Yeah. But I think that whole project really helped me in the social aspect as well, and just kind of being like, well, what do you think about this? And like, I do want your input, and I wanted it to be as collaborative possible, because I think because I knew so little, I think one of the best ways to become better at anything is like listen. You got to learn how to listen to people, observe, and I think also the leadership aspect of this whole project. Again, like I had never really been that much in a leadership role, so that was fantastic to find out that I'm like, okay, I'm actually not too bad at it. And I think the reason is because I think the best type of leadership is leadership where you listen. You got to listen to your team. You got to listen to people. Yeah. I am nothing without the people who support and show up for me. And so therefore I want to do the exact same thing for them. How can I support you? And like, how do I make you more comfortable? Tell me your thoughts. Yep. But yeah, it was a beautiful experience. Made new friends, expanded my community. And also shout out Paulette. Paulette was such a incredible person to like, as far as donating things and like kind of also getting her friend group involved with me and my yacht and just everybody. It was it was so amazing, and I couldn't have done it without any of them. So it was wonderful.
And then your brother.
Yes, my brother.
He's an actor.
Yeah, my brother.
Dropped the
Dizza on Instagram. Cool. He is actually a music engineer, but he also raps. He does a little rapping. Fire. And he also produces a lot.
Have I met him?
No, I don't think you've met him. No. Yeah, but he actually, I'm gonna connect him with you because I think he should be on here too.
Be on the show? Okay,
he should be on the show.
Cool. We'll link up.
Yes.
Word. Yeah. That's cool. And then, so you have another exhibition coming up.
I do.
Right? So explain as much as we can.
Yes.
About that one.
So it's been a long time coming because this happened in January 2023. So it's like almost kind of is 3.5 or gonna be 3.5 years soon.
The last time I saw it was the Catwalk show, which was that was over a year ago at this point. So,
at this point, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So about 3.5 years have passed since Black Rorem, and I would say during that time period, I had to go back and live life. For sure. I think as artists, that's so important too. I mean, my professors would tell me about it, but I think once I was really out living life, you kind of have to step back and then you have to go and live and gain experience and go through whatever it is you need to go through.
Yeah.
And I think last year was extremely pivotal in kind of developing the idea for the next exhibition. So no title yet, untitled, but
okay.
But the next one is actually going to be really, really personal, which is really terrifying.
Okay.
This body of work is kind of, you can sort of look at it as, I guess, not like a biopic almost of my life thus far. And like I mentioned earlier, I would always avoid, even in college when we had to do self-portraits, like I hated putting myself as the subject matter.
Yeah.
Because I always just felt like there's way more interesting things outside of me. But I think everything that happened in my life last year and just the different trials and tribulations and breakthroughs and eurekas that happened, I was like, no, actually, there is a part of my story that I really want to share with the world. I feel like I'm ready to share it now with everybody.
Got you.
So that's really at the base of core what it is. But I think what's going to make it more challenging than Black Rorem is that the mediums I plan to use are way more spread out. So for this one, this is all stuff that I was more familiar with. You know, I love charcoal. I've done it so many times in the past. Photography, even though I don't consider a photographer, I know of it, I appreciate it, I love conceptual photography. But this exhibition is going to require me to get into sculptural aspects.
Oh shit!
Which I am terrified.
And this is your first time This is your first time, like, really doing it, or you've done it in the past?
I took ceramics all throughout, actually. Even when I was in elementary school, I took some ceramic classes during the summer. But the sculptural aspect I decided to go with is actually not even clay. It's going to be felting. I don't know if you've heard of felting before, but it's basically felt before, because when you go to Michael's, you see like the flat felt pieces that people use.
Right.
So it's before they turn it into the flat sheets. It's like pure felt.
That's super cool.
And you take it, and what you can do is you get this felting needle, and at the very tip of the needle, there's tinier micro needles, and all you do is you just like stab it over and over and over. But as you stab, you can actually form the felt into whatever you want it to be. You can turn it into a ball, into an animal, into this, whatever it is. So this next exhibition, I'm going to be doing more life-size versions of that, which that is going to take a lot of time. Wow. So I'm so excited, though, because I think felting is a very playful way to do sculpture, and it kind of has like an adolescence to it, but at the same time, since I love contrast, the subject matter is a little heavy. So I kind of think it all ties together. But felting is going to be a new medium in this next project, and there will be some more photography. And another new medium is I just started metal embossing, actually, in December and November.
You're doing a lot of
things.
Shit. It's fine.
Yeah. So metal embossing, I did find through TikTok. And I was like, what in the heck is this? And it's pretty much, you could do it at home. You could just go grab some foil from the kitchen and make a little design, get something, a blunt, whatever, a toothpick even, and you just draw on the foil, and you flip it around, it is embossed. So I wanted to do it with harder metal, and I'm going to be creating sort of like metal emboss paintings, if you will. So it's really, really exciting. I cannot wait. This is also cool because, like I said, Black Rorem was on a huge time constraint. Right. And this time around,
got all the time in the world.
I got all the time, and it's both gratifying and also terrifying because then you also have to manage yourself and you have to kind of pace yourself.
Right.
But I do think now that I'm giving myself this whole year to nurture and to kind of chip away at this project. And honestly, I don't have a timestamp, but I would love for it to be finished by the end of next year.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a solid 2 years of a project to work on and really develop to the way that I want it to. Cool. And kind of sort of the experience I had from Black Rorem, taking all the things where I'm like, okay, next time I would do this different, I would do that different. I finally have the opportunity to do that and not feel rushed in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you recently posted like a illustration. You mistook me for a swallow. Is that part of the exhibition, or is that just a loose?
So that one's a loose one. Okay. It was you took me for a swallow. Yeah. That actually has a small connection to the next exhibition.
Gotcha.
It's not necessarily related, and I wasn't planning on adding it to the pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one is sort of inspired by some of the subject matter that we'll be going on to. It's very symbolic. Cool. And I don't want to say too much because, like I said, I don't want to give all of it away. But yeah, I'm very excited. I hate being vague, but I'm also like, it is because it is so deeply personal. I just feel like I want it to reveal itself
for sure
when it's aligned.
We'll have you back on when it's
ready.
We gotta put you on whatever show I'm doing.
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to come back. Yeah,
absolutely. And then so you said you found the metal stuff on TikTok. What inspired you to like start sculpting with felting? What?
I'm gonna be so real with y'all. It's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper and more manageable than clay.
Got you.
Because I actually, from the collective, I can't think of the word, but Powhouse Gallery, when I exhibited this again, that project, I guess I should say project, I met an actual sculptor. Oh my gosh, hold on. And I have to look her up because I have to shout her out because she is phenomenal. She does a lot of busts. Like that's her thing, and she's incredible at it. But anyways, I reached out to her because I was like, okay, well, you do this, like you live this life. Yeah. And she told me like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is kind of not really something you just can jump. Based on the project that I want to do, she was like, it might be a little difficult and it might be really frustrating and it might be very expensive for you to like try and produce these art pieces with the level in which you want to do them at. So then she was like, but hey, look at paper mache and like look at felt, like look at other ways to sculpt. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, you're so right. Like clay is not the only way to do it. And so I got inspired by her, and kind of she was sending me these TikTok videos and she was just like, have you ever thought of this? And I was like, I didn't. But it's really crazy though, because when I was in college, one of my final exams, I had to do a short film. And so I did this short film with felt. And so I'd done it before, but I did it at a very small scale, and it was a stop motion animation that I did. So that kind of gave me an idea of the process. And so when I thought about it, I was like, okay, it is a lot more affordable because you can buy it in bulk, and it stretches a lot. Like it goes a very long way. So I was just kind of like, that would be dope. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm having a hard time finding her, but maybe if you could like, if I send her the name, you could just like
put it on the
cool, but she's amazing, incredible artist. Awesome. But yeah, that's where I got the inspiration for the felt.
Fire. Yeah. Cool. And so you went to Japan recently?
Yes, I did.
Did that inspire a lot of
oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah. I would say that trip was, not to be dramatic, but it was in fact life-changing. Life-changing. Yeah. And, I would say Japan was somewhere that I've always wanted to go since I was very small. I went to a private school, and we got exchange students from China, and they were so into anime. And that's actually how I got into anime, was through Anne Han. Shout out to her.
What's your favorite anime?
Favorite anime all time?
I've been trying to get into anime for years, but I haven't
My goodness, that's like a very, 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 very loaded question. But you know what? I'm just going to say, top of my head, at least as a kid, like Code Geass. Code Geass.
Okay.
Yeah, Code Geass was everything to me because I was like on Adult Swim at 2 a.m. looking at this anime that was talking about colonization and racism and all this stuff. And I was like,
I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, okay, we're into it. We're getting into it. But yeah, I would say the trip to Japan was very awe-inspiring. Actually, I am wearing... So Kobe Nai, shout out Kobe Nai. If you're going to go to Japan, go to Shibuya, go to Kobe Nai. This is my friend. She, Maimi, I met her through my friend Alyssa, and she actually sells these really cool fashion pieces at her store. She's also a visual artist. Okay. So connecting with her was just incredible because I was like, what do you mean I'm halfway across the world and I'm meeting this person through Instagram and beautiful. We're talking about art and she's showing me her art, I'm showing her my art. So I would say the trip to Japan was very inspiring. And just in general, I think travel forces a lot of things upon you. Especially solo travel. It forces you to be self-reliant and building more trust with yourself. I think that while I was in Japan, I got to see sort of a lot of different types. I went to the museums, a lot of different types of visual artists out there, but not even just visual art. I think architecture and cultural aspects, the way people lived, all of those things I think was amazing. And also my American brain could not even understand like the fact that they have 24-hour stores with no security, mind you. Like you just go in there, you buy something. It's like the honor, the whole
honor code.
Honor code. Thank you. That was a culture shock for me. Crazy. For sure. And also like walking as a woman, I could go out at 2 a.m. and like not feel terrified. Wow. Granted, still you got to be careful of your surroundings. I'm not saying it's crazy safe. Things happen out there. Things happen everywhere. But I would say there was less of an anxiety being out late. But yeah, Japan was all inspiring. And I think the biggest thing that inspired me was Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji was crazy. I cried. I cried when I saw it because I don't think I've ever seen anything that big. And
got you.
It kind of consumes you in a way.
Wow.
Like even when I saw the Grand Canyon, I was kind of like, all right, this is cool, I guess. But Mount Fuji was just, it demanded so much attention.
Wow.
And I think that inspires me for the next exhibition because that's kind of how I want the sculptures and everything to feel. I want it to feel encompassing. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you name dropped a lot of fantastic artists in this interview.
Yes.
Who are like some other just like homies, people in the art scene right now that are like really kind of like.
Oh man, they're so I have a friend, Koyan. Koyan does book illustrations for children's books.
Yeah.
But her style is so unique and it's so them. I love it so much. Gonna shout them out. Another artist that I really like, my God, there's like low-key, y'all. Like you could go on my art Instagram, Lion Azul, and all the people I follow on there, just top tier. I'm trying to think of other friends. Oh, Tori Leppert. So she is not a visual artist. She is a singer, but she is like blowing up right now. And I've been able to. So Tori Leppert, incredible artist.
Shout out Tori Leppert.
Oh, of course. How could I forget my sister Onyx, DJ? She's been cooking up some stuff, and I think this is the year where she'll be coming out with some things. And she's been doing a lot of amazing mixes, so I cannot wait. So Onyx is our DJ Doobie Doo. On Instagram. And actually my one of my newer friends, Croy is an incredible cartoonist. And you should check his work out. He's amazing. So love his stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, the people that come to mind, but genuinely like all the people that I previously mentioned, like Barbie, Asher, even Paulette. Paulette is also very creative as well, and she's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my final question.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of really cool self-portraits over the years. What's like your favorite self-portrait that you feel like most represents yourself that you've done?
That's a great question. I think my favorite self-portrait. Okay. I actually, this is funny. I haven't posted this. I don't think I ever posted this one.
Okay.
But it is my favorite. It's this one where I drew myself multiple times. It's a painting, actually. But I drew myself multiple times in different positions. And I think what I like about it is the way I did the composition.
Okay.
It's just very topsy-turvy looking.
Yeah.
And so when you first look at it, you only notice the parts that I painted because some of the parts I left blank. And I think it's just, I love the way I look. I think the reason I like that portrait so much is because it represents the vast diversity that is me. I think
that's really
I don't have a single anything. I think even if you go on my Instagram and look at my artwork, I don't really have a style. I think I am just a very diverse artist. And I think that's because I'm such a curious person. And I think that bleeds out into me as well. Like I love a lot of different types of aesthetics, but also styles. I don't really have my own, I guess, you know how some people just have those fits where I'm like, that's you. Like that is you. That is so you. I feel like I kind of am all over the place, but that's why I like that portrait. I think there's no other way to represent myself outside of multiple things.
Well, follow at Lion Azul. And you do commissions too, right?
I do commissions. I will say, reach out to me, but because this next exhibition project is going to take a lot of my time, commissions might be slowing down. But if you want me to draw something for you, I would be happy to do it.
But you've done fire artwork for like Carpool,
Thank you.
Yes. You've done a lot of cool shit.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've always been a fan of your art. So and you always come through to the shows. Always, show love. So
absolutely,
definitely really happy to make this happen. But follow Lion Azul. Go check out their next exhibition.
Yes.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Shout out Jimmy K. Feds and the Squeak Squad.
Free Sudan.
Rax Kills. All right, free Sudan, free Haiti, free all that.
Free all of them.
Ari, DJ Rax Kills. We out.